Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and gives this video a thumbs up. 16 eligible Bachelor and Bachelorette alums travel to Costa Rica in the hopes of receiving another chance at love on reality television. The first episode of BIP left 4 eligible men sans roses. One fan favorite expressed embarrassment over appearing on the show. Watch for his vulnerable statement. In the first episode, the women wielded enormous influence. 4 men exited the program after failing to secure roses: Hakeem Moulton, Kyle Howard, Ricky, and Sam McKinney. Jesse Palmer, Hannah Brown, and Wells Adams spoke to ABC Radio about their early exits. Jesse Palmer was most stunned by Sam McKinney's departure. The BIP host was hopeful Sam M. would redeem himself following his villainous role on Gen Tran's Bachelorette season. Wells Adams was sad to see Hakeem Moulton leave. He said, "He truly didn't connect with anyone. That's terrible because he's a great guy. I just think he tried too hard." Hakeem Moulton and Jonathan Johnson were the first 2 contenders announced for Season 10 of Bachelor in Paradise. Hakeem was sent home in Week 3 of Jen's season. He expressed his desire to connect with someone from Bachelor Nation on the beach. Unfortunately, he did not connect with anyone. Walking leave of paradise more sooner than I expected, yet feeling very grateful for everything. I went into this expecting to push myself out of my comfort zone, but now I'm sliding back into my shell because rejection and goodbyes on national television will humble you quickly, he stated. The post continued, "I would be lying if I said I hadn't been emotional about how short my time was and about losing a friendship that meant a lot to me. But I know I did my best, and I'm still grateful for every moment of this experience." He went on to thank everyone who supported him on Bachelor in Paradise. His followers expressed their love in the comments section. One user proposed that Hakeem Moulton join Wells Adams as a bartender. They wrote, "I need an entire season of Hakeem." Several people recommended Hakeem as the next Bachelor. ABC recently renewed its flagship show for Season 30. Did you predict Hakeem Moulton to be among the first to be eliminated? The sun hung low over the Costa Rican horizon, casting long, golden beams across the oceanfront resort that had been transformed into Bachelor in Paradise's new tropical playground. 16 familiar faces stepped into the newly remodeled beach villa, hearts open and nerves on edge. A new location, a refreshed production style, and a second chance at love, this was supposed to be the spark of something special. But not all journeys are destined for paradise. For Hakeem Moulton, the moment his sandals hit the warm Costa Rican sand, it felt like the start of redemption. After his early exit on Gen Tran's season of The Bachelorette, he had carried the weight of missed opportunities. Viewers had barely glimpsed his layered personality, and he was determined to let the world see who he really was: kind, loyal, and ready for love. He came to Paradise believing this was where his story would shift. The first night felt like a whirlwind. Laughter echoed through the palapa, drinks clinked in celebration, and hopeful flirtations bubbled into the humid air. The women held the roses this week, and the pressure was evident on every man's face. The tension grew thick as connections began to form and alliances subtly emerged. Hakeem tried to strike up conversations with multiple women, gravitating early toward Maya, a gentle-voiced beauty from Zach's season, and Lexi, whose confident demeanor veiled a soft interior. But for every laugh they shared, Hakeem felt a subtle distance, like he was always a half-step behind in the race for a rose. "I just think you're sweet," Maya had said kindly during a twilight chat on the beach, "but I'm feeling a really strong pull toward Adam." "I hope you understand." Of course, he understood. But that didn't stop the sting. When the first rose ceremony began under the moonlit Costa Rican sky, the mood shifted from breezy to solemn. Host Jesse Palmer, ever composed in his tropical linen suit, reminded the contestants that 4 men would be leaving that night. The implications hit hard. This wasn't just about a rose. It was about validation, belonging, and for Hakeem, proving that he deserved a place in Bachelor Nation. Lexi chose Adam. Maya picked Marcus. The roses continued, and with each name called, Hakeem's chest tightened. He stood with Kyle Howard, Ricky, and Sam McKinney, each hoping for a miracle. But no miracle came. The final rose was given, and their names were never called. The camera panned to Hakeem's face. He tried to muster a smile, tried to stand tall, but the cracks in his armor were visible. He offered hugs, mumbled goodbyes, and walked away with grace, even if his heart was breaking beneath the surface. Back in the production van, as the wheels turned away from the resort and toward the airport, Hakeem sat in silence, watching the coastline disappear. His eyes welled up. The cameras were off now, the spotlight gone, but the emotional floodgates opened. Walking away from paradise sooner than I expected, he posted later on Instagram, attaching a candid shot of him staring out at the ocean. But feeling very grateful for everything. I went into this expecting to push myself out of my comfort zone, but now I'm sliding back into my shell because rejection and goodbyes on national television will humble you quickly. The post continued with a vulnerability that Bachelor Nation rarely sees from its male contestants. I would be lying if I said I hadn't been emotional about how short my time was and about losing a friendship that meant a lot to me. But I know I did my best, and I'm still grateful for every moment of this experience. Thank you to everyone who supported me. The response was overwhelming. Comments flooded in. Fans praised his authenticity. One wrote, "You were the realest one there." Another pleaded, "Bachelor edit for Hakeem, please." The post amassed hundreds of thousands of likes. His exit may have been early, but it left a deeper impact than some love stories that lasted all season. Meanwhile, on Good Morning America, Jesse Palmer admitted he was surprised by Sam McKinney's departure, given the arc ABC had seemingly teed up for his redemption. Sam had a lot to prove, especially after Jen's season. "We thought he'd show America another side of himself. That's why his early exit was so unexpected." But it was Wells Adams, bartender and Paradise's moral compass, who said what so many fans were thinking: Hakeem didn't connect with anyone. That's terribly terrible because he's a great guy. I just think he tried too hard. The phrase "tried too hard" echoed in Hakeem's mind days later as he sat alone in his New York apartment, the scent of saltwater still clinging to the clothes he hadn't unpacked. Was that it? Did he try too hard? Or maybe he wasn't meant to find love in front of cameras. Or maybe, just maybe, his love story hadn't been meant for Bachelor in Paradise at all. But rejection, while painful, is often a catalyst. And for Hakeem, this would be the beginning of something far more honest than any first date on the beach. Thanks for watching. If you likes this video, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and do not miss any update.